Runic made its way to top 32, and I will say seeing Cyber Valley back again is very, very interesting. You guys don't miss out more awesome content. So we are going to be looking at the top 32 Runic list out of this weekend. Now, this deck just topped Chile this weekend as well, going 8-0 out of their regional. So this isn't going to be the only list that you're going to be hearing about for Runic. And of course, you know, one of the big things that's contributing to this deck's success is actually Mystic Mine. Now, in terms of development for this deck gets very scary, man. Like, I understand that, like, formerly, where you had decks, you know, that would just get burned out by Mystic Mine, this build is a whole lot scary because it actually resources the opponent against them. Like, all of your cards include banish effects from the opponent's deck. So that's where you're going to kind of start to get some crazy things here. So we're playing triple Cyber Valley. Now, for those of you that might not remember Cyber Valley, you have multiple effects on this, but you can target one face of monster you control, and this card banish both those targets and draw 2 cards. That's what we're really going to care about here. Oh, and then you can target 1 card in your graveyard, banish both this card and 1 card from your hand, place a target on the top of the deck. You can technically do that. You've also got when this card is targeted for an attack, banish this card, draw 1, and then end the battle phase. But good old ancient resources here, actually kind of showing back up and showing us that, hey, you know, we actually have a use for Cyber Valley again. Because, you know, once you use all of your spell cards to put these bodies into the extra monster zone, you kind of need a way to clear them out so that you can use another one. We're also not playing the spell card that gives the additional mill off on every single version of these, which I think is kind of interesting, but I feel like you don't really need it per se here. So we have triple copies of Cyber Valley, 1 Called by the Grave, triple Dark Ruler No More, definitely need this. 2 Demise of the Lands with the 1 Monster Gate. Yes, we are doing Monster Gate reasoning shenanigans here, because, I mean, you have 3 monsters. You just activate one of, you know, your spell cards to put a body on the field, and go ahead and activate Monster Gate, mill down to get to a Cyber Valley. Congratulations, you're good to go. We have triple copies of Mystic Mine, 1 Day of Peace, 1 Reasoning, 2 Destruction, triple Dispelling, the triple Flashing Fire with the triple Runic Fountain. Then you have 2 Freezing Curse. I'm surprised we're only playing 2 of this. We have the triple Golden Droplets, the triple Slumber, the 1 Smiting Hammer, triple of the Rhoda, 1 Terraforming, 1 Talents, 1 Upstart, and then 1 Metaverse. Now, under the extra deck, we have 1 Lena, 1 Link Karibo with the 1 Link Spider, 1 Nightmare Phoenix with 1 IP, 1 Apo. Then you got triple Moonin, triple Hugin, and triple copies of good old Gary. Then you have 1 Pankratops, the triple Lava Golem, 1 Sphere Mode, triple Cosmic Cyclone. We're actually playing triple Heatwave. At the start of main phase 1, neither player can normal or special summon effect monsters until your next draw phase. So activate Heatwave, chain spell card, special summon. Yeah, it's pretty good. We also have triple MST and 1 copy of Red Reboot here, wrapping up, well, a very interesting take. Now, there's always that one duelist that cries. This was the 33rd place. Just a little bit short of top 32 duelist, but it's okay. Now, in terms of sauce, that is Starlight Road, ladies and gentlemen. I have not seen Starlight Road show up in a very long time, but considering the fact that we are playing this 60 card monstrosity, as we're going to call it here, this is definitely something that you kind of need to see. You know, having that extra layer of protection to ensure that you're good to go is absolutely amazing. Plus, you know, deploying a Stardust off of it, I mean, okay, I'll take the extra protection as well. Like, this is all just kind of free real estate for this deck. So we have 1 copy of Celestial with 1 Dasher. Yes, we are playing Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer in our deck. First time in a while. We have 1 Ecclesia with 1 Fleur-de-Lis, triple copies of the Golden Chicken Nugget, 2 copies of Fallen of Albaz, 1 Necworld Banshee, triple copies of Brand Diffusion, 2 copies of Recurse Land with triple copies of Demise of the Land. You guys kind of notice the recurring statement here. It's always got to do with Mystic Mine. Alright? We have triple copies of Forbidden Droplet with 2 Fusion Destinies, triple copies of Mystic Mine, 2 copies of Nidier's Servant, triple copies of Pot of Prosperity. You got triple copies of Super Polymerization with the 1 Zombie World. Then you got the triple Conquistador, the 1 copy of Punishment, Triple copies of Scarlet Sanguine with 2 Hugwaros, 1 Metaverse, the triple copies of Rivalry of Warlords, triple copies of Yield Skill Drain when the skill is drained. You have triple copies of Solemn Judgment, triple copies of Summon Limit. Do not underestimate this card. I know so many people right now look at Summon Limit as a card and they're like, oh my gosh, like this card it's not good. Stop that. Summon Limit is one of the best cards right now in modern era Yu-Gi-Oh, alright? Like, the fact that it counts while reading face down is busted. Then we have triple copies of There Can Only Be One. Then we have 1 Link Spider, 1 Dahark, 1 copy Stardust Dragon, 1 Titaniaclad, the 1 Starving Venom, 1 Chimera Phlagia, 2 copies of Mirjade, the 1 Nubelion, 2 copies of Garuda, 1 Destroy Phoenix Enforcer, 2 Albion, and 1 copy of good old Alba Lenitus. Our side deck here, we have triple Lava Golem, triple copies of Lightning Storm, triple Ultimate Slayer, triple Evenly Matched, and triple copies of Starlight Road here, wrapping up our Eldritch variant. And like I said, for the most part, 33rd place is a little bit of a sad, but you can definitely tell in terms of like how this deck was built, it's a little bit different of a spin than I would say some of the more modern Eldritch decks that are really out there. All right, top 32. All right, excuse me, actually this would be top 16. So I've seen Runic Sprite start to show up. All right, so basically the whole purpose of this deck is we're going to use our Sprite package here as a resource to kind of capitalize and set up some guys. All right, like just to be completely honest with you, setting up Sprite, Revive Engine here, capitalize, laugh at the opponent, set up some Toad, you're good to go. All right, like this negation package you get with this basically is then fueled by your milling aspects and your resource tools here. All right, so Runic stuff is your tool engine. Sprite is your consistent enablers. So we have triple copies of Ash Blossom and Joy Spring, triple copies of Effect Veiler, triple copies of Ghost Ogre, then we have triple copies of Nibiru. So you are hand trapped out of your gosh darn mind with the triple imperms here. You got Ronin Totem, triple Sprite Blue, 1 Sprite Carrot, triple copies of Sprite Jet with the 1 Sprite Red, triple copies of Swampy Froggy, triple copies of the Flashing Fire, 1 copy of the Runic Fountain. It's actually a shame that you don't play more fountains in this deck, but I perfectly understand why you don't want to bulk down too much on, the dead cards. You have the triple Freezing Curses, the triple Runic Tip, the 1 Sprite Smashers with the triple Starter, and the triple copies of Infinite Permanence. Down here for the rest of the extra deck, you have the triple Sprite Elf, the 1 Nightmare Phoenix, the 1 Iria, 1 Dahark, 1 Totally Awesome, 1 Sky Cavalry, the 1 Onimaru Soul Sweeper, true copies of the Gigantic Sprite, 1 Downard, the 1 Zeus, and then 2 copies of Hugin. Side deck here, you got 2 Alphas, triple copies of Dimension Shifter, triple copies of Dark Ruler No More, 1 Harpy's Featherduster, 1 Gamma Burst for that quick OTK machine, 2 Dimensional Bear, and triple copies of Evenly Matched here, wrapping up your Runic Sprite deck. And last but not least here, Math Mech. Circular is just such an amazing card, man. No adding Mr. variants for this event, which is actually kind of interesting. Because, just previously coming out of the last event, you saw a majority of the community was kind of taken aback by that. They're like, oh my gosh, you have so much diversity in your Math Mech decks. No, it's just Circular makes things a little bit more consistent. You're still doing the small world shenanigans to kind of bridge the gap to get to, good old Circular. So, you have triple copies of Ash Blossom and Joy Spring, triple copies of DD Crow, 2 copies of Effect Veiler with the 1 Ghost Ogre, 2 copies of Addition, triple copies of Circular, triple copies of Diameter, 2 copies of Sigma with 2 copies of Subtraction. Then you got triple copies of Nibiru, triple Parallel Exceed, the 1 Called By, triple Silent Mining with the 1 Equation, the 2 Dizizes, the 2 Small Worlds, the triple Imperm, the 1 Induction, and the 2 Super Factorials. Then you got the 1 Update Jammer, the 1 Transcode, the 2 Splash Splash, the 1 Owl Mirage, the 1 Avermax, the 1 Link Spider, the 1 Lingaribo, 1 Unicron with the 1 IP, the 1 Heat Soul, the 1 Axis, the 1 Laplace, and the 2 Allen versions. Basic stuff. You got triple Droll, the double Ghost Bell, the 2 Cosmics, the 1 Harvey's Featherduster, the 1 Red Reboot, your triple copies of Ravelry, and your triple copies of Solemn Judgment. Wrapping up your back end here for kind of what you would expect for just the outlying decks here. So what do you guys think about Oceanic Breakdown Index? Please leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think, and I'll see your beautiful faces back here later in the day, guys. Peace out. ya!
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.